All right, here we go. Hi, Maree. Hi, Jazzy. Hi, everybody on the chat.
Yay.
So
Hello,
I'm
Lisa.
getting, oh my gosh, I'm getting the little Wi-Fi thing again. Ugh,
Circle of
I hope
Death.
I'm not going to have issues. Let me close everything else that I have open
Okay.
real
Happy
quick.
to see,
So
nice to see
I don't
you.
have any issues.
That's
Okay.
better. It's looking clearer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's clearer.
Okay. All right. So I don't
Cool.
know if I already talked about this. The what is Victoria's Secret? No?
I don't think we have. I mean, I forget stuff because once I start channeling, then it all just goes out the window anyway. So
Okay, so
I
then
don't. So
do you remember what the topic was on our last one that we never talked about?
I've got nothing. I am no help to you at all because we talked about other things that were really good as beforehand, and then that topic it just went out of my mind.
Yeah.
So
So I couldn't remember. And then did we talk about Martin Luther King Jr. being a CIA plant?
we talked about the three of them and the did they really were they you know but I don't know that we talked about it being a plant.
Oh, okay.
Don't think that came up from what I can actually remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, hey, and it's Sid, Sid's first time
Yeah.
here.
Hi,
Welcome.
hello. Welcome, welcome. So we usually try to talk about the topic, but not always. Some things come up. We try to go with the flow. And so, going with the flow, usually I ask Maree what's going on in Australia since we live on two different continents. And so, Maree, what's going on over there?
Well, it's so interesting because Mr. T, I don't know if you've heard this, but you know how he's put tariffs on Canada and Mexico? Well, he's just put a 25% tariff on our export to the US because we export aluminium and steel and all the raw materials to the US and our prime minister at the moment is a bit of a we call it a doofus. Have you heard the word doofus?
No.
A doofus is someone that's like a bit of a douchebag. He's ignorant. He's like, he just doesn't cut it. He's not eloquent. He's not, smart. He hasn't got the smarts. And so he's now planning to have a phone call with Mr. T to try and get out of these tariffs. So I'm just sitting back watching it all going, because apparently this happened back in ages ago. It must be when Trump was first in, and we had a different PM, and he was really smart. He was a lawyer. He was cluey, and he was tough. So I think Trump actually, honoured him for that. So he actually didn't put the tariffs on Australia. But I feel this is all an underplay of the movie. And I think he's going to do it to every country in the world because what it's going to do is look like it's forcing changes within the government system, within the whole system, like what's happening in the US. So I'm just sitting back going, oh, this is fun. Watching it all. And people are going, oh, I can't do that. Okay, you just watch him.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
so to me,
Exactly.
I see it as a step forward that is hitting Australia pretty early on. And I watched the dollar because, of course, we're coming over to the US in like 5 weeks or something ridiculous. So I'm watching our Australian dollar, and it's a bit dismal anyway. It's only around 62 cents to a US, so it costs us for $100 US. It costs me 160 something dollars. Okay, so I know. So I'm watching it, but it hasn't dropped, and I'm going because I'm going to go and get some US dollars to go away with. I thought I'll do it this week so that I can actually get the rate while it's still at least that. But it's not dropped, and I'm going, but the stock markets are dropping. Have you noticed this with this? What I've been noticing is with the tariffs, it's the stock markets are plunging. So this is fascinating to watch and see this movie actually being played out in real life. Why
Yeah.
hasn't the dollar dropped? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I don't either. I don't
Mm,
understand it.
mm-mm.
I
It's
don't.
not making logical sense as to what would normally happen if that sort of decision was passed, came out publicly. And I only knew this because I happened to be working yesterday, and it's in a care home, and so they have big TVs up, and I went, what's going on? And that's the only reason I know this, because it was on the mainstream media. So, yeah.
Oh, so now you get to watch what's on the mainstream media, huh?
Only when I need to. It's
Right.
always perfect timing. So I
Yeah.
went, oh, that's a good bit of gossip. Okay. So, yeah. So there you go. So
Interesting.
that's, yeah, interesting.
So let me ask you this. Have you seen any chemtrails?
Oh, yeah, still seeing them. But
Really?
we haven't had the same sort of rain that we normally get with them. Normally it's just this straight down downpour. There's no wind. It's really eerie feeling. We haven't had that for a long time. It's been quite different. So I'm not sure what's going on with that.
Okay, because ever since Trump stopped the US aid, um, chemtrails have stopped.
Yeah, I wonder if there's going to be a little bit of time for the flow on to other countries with that. But I always watch. I'm always looking. So
Yeah,
I'll let
so
you know. Thank you.
yeah,
I'll
well,
keep
I
that.
wanted to kind of ask the cards and talk about that.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do
Yeah,
it. So, Sid,
because
for someone that's new, what we do is I tune into the cards and I just get the message in my way. So you might look at these tarot cards and go, I don't see the tarot cards like that. But I get it because I'm also getting a vision or a knowing with it. And as the cards come out, it gives us a really nice physical way of being able to show you. So, but I always say as well, always trust your own intuition, always discern for yourself what is right for you to be experiencing. And you don't have to agree with whatever comes through here. So, so what do you want me to ask, Elisa?
if at least in the US, because obviously not everywhere else, but in the US, have the chemtrails stopped because they were connected to um,
You
this
say,
US aid that has been stopped.
yeah. Okay, let's just see what this card is. Yeah, interesting, because I got a yes and then I got partially. So when we get our Knight of Pentacles, to me, this is a very strong message about something in reality that's positive, but it's it's not fast. It's like a bit faster than one step at a time. Three of Wands, actions being taken to look forward to the future and let go of it. So there's still some partially going on at the moment. You know how sometimes it takes a little bit for things to filter down into departments or into areas. So, that one wants to come out.
Well,
Let me just have
what we can do is ask about, was the funding for chemtrails coming out of the US aid?
okay. So it is gonna stop, because the Ace of Cups to me is a really positive emotional aspect, and it's also looking at an element of water. So it is going to stop. So okay. So sorry, what was that question? Is it going to?
Is it connected to US aid,
Oh,
the
okay.
chemtrails? Are
Let's
they
see.
funded by the US aid?
Or have they been at some point? Yeah. Let's have a look and
Mhm.
see.
Because
Because
if
I love.
not, then that means that's not what it is. It could be something else.
Yeah. So and
And
I
then
just noticed. Yeah,
yeah.
Kathleen B said, I thought the chemtrails are done by the Air Force. It's a combination, Kathleen. I've seen our normal planes have them, like our normal carrier planes as well. We don't have as much Air Force over here. I know in the UK, a friend of mine lives over there, and she sent me a photograph, and the Air Force had been out and about, and you could see it. It was like these squares like this, and then like that in the sky. It was unbelievable. So, yeah. So this was a direct photo from a friend that lived there. So yes,
Wow.
yes, they do in some areas, but we don't have enough. So we have commercial planes that do it here as well. So yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
let's see if the US aid has had involvement in chemtrails. Let's just
Yeah.
see
Is
if
it
that's
where the funding or part of the funding comes
part of
for?
it, or it has been, or it's a directive, or okay. Interesting. I think it was in the past, because we've got our Four of Wands now, which always tells me that there's something better. There's a beautiful community. There's a beautiful home. It's safe now. Action's been taken. And then the Six of Wands, we're moving into a better space again. So the Six of Wands is moving from troubled waters into something positive. So and I did get a yes in my head. so, and then this came up and I went, that's why. So because it was, the high priestess, it was very secret. There was a lot of secrets that still haven't come out about it, obviously. But it's definitely been moved along from the USAID being able to fund that sort of naughty stuff going on.
Yeah. Thank you. 100 years from now. Thank you so much for your donation. We
Thank you.
appreciate it greatly. Maree, the chemtrails themselves, I wonder if we can figure out who's doing it in all the other countries, but I'm not sure. I would think it's. Oh, I know the question. Okay, so
Yeah.
is really that USA connected to Mr. SOROS?
Interesting question. Let's have a look and see what happens. Oh, interesting. I'm getting that Four of Cups. This has been, well, I don't know if I want to look at that. So he was almost like a figurehead. He was almost like someone that was then controlled through money by another source. So he wasn't all on doing this on his own, because then we've got the world card. So this was the bigger picture. So he was run by the deep state, literally. He was a big part of it, but he was like a hand puppet as well. So there's more.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what these cards are telling me. I'm going to get another one just to give me more clarity on that, but that's just what I'm seeing as well. So he was in it all, but he was also run. Yeah, look at that. Four of Swords. This is when there's always a mystery underneath, because it's a plan, the mind. So he was actually being orchestrated to do, but he was quite happy to do it as well, but he followed orders.
okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
So interesting. So, how is this going to affect defunding USAID? How is it going to affect the deep state? Can the cards tell us what the outcome will be for them now that
Let's
that's
have a
been
look.
taken away?
I love it. Because I do underground news, right? And so as I've seen all this defunding of the USAID and what they were doing with the money and all the crazy stories that are out there, which is pretty fun, I kept getting, this has already happened. This has already happened. This is just here you go now. And they've already done it, whether it's 2 years ago, 4 years ago, it's actually already been done. And it's now just becoming a public awareness. So
Right.
let's
Well,
just
right
see.
now, really, it's everything. That's why it's coming so fast, is because
Correct.
it's already happened. So they're just putting every day, they're just putting something new because they can, because it's been done, because it's already happened.
Okay, so absolutely. So I'm just going to just ask, how will it affect them, or how has it affected them if it's happened in the past? What's the outcome now with that? Oh, you're really hot. Who wants to come out here? You do. You do. Yeah. Okay. So the Six of Pentacles to me is when we're now just being offered something that's already happened in reality. There's a lot more there behind the scenes. It's just keeping it balanced for us, for people that aren't in the know, to try and be able to, it's like the old saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So this is just putting out the little pieces. And then we've got our beautiful Queen of Wands. So she, to me, is my integrity card with action and intuition. So it's already been done, and it's all been done with integrity. To them, they're I would say they're gone with that. Most of them are gone with that card, because that to me means there's integrity in play now. It's just a matter of timing with everything. So yeah, again, Page of Cups. This is when we have a small emotional aspect and wisdom. That fish always represents wisdom being offered to people. So it's taking things one step at a time. It's really confirming that. So they've been
Okay.
taken down, but it's now one step at a time for public awareness.
Okay. So can you ask if people are waking up?
Well, I'm going to personally say yes, because now I'm out and about a bit more and I'm working in an environment. people are starting to talk to me about it. Like, it might be late at night, just, everything's quiet, everyone else is in bed and you're ready to go home. And people are starting to open up and go, oh, this is interesting what's happening, like with Mr. T. And have you heard of these conspiracy theories? And I never know what to believe. And I'm going, there's a lot of misinformation out there. But then I talk about a certain letter, a number 17 letter. And I go, have you ever heard of that? And they go, no. And I go, might be worth just having a look into that. There's a lot of, if you can get to the crux of it, there's a lot of truth in there. But I've had, people are starting to just come out with it. So it surprises me. So let's have a look and see if people are waking up as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I would say yes, because these are just everyday people. So, just.
Yeah. Hello, Maree.
Hi, Maree. Oh, okay. Okay, there's the Two of Swords to me is there's still more questions to be asked. People are still needing to ask more questions to fully wake up. Okay, they're not fully awake yet.
I knew it. I could just tell.
I know. However, I love this. We've got our 8 of Wands. This means, as it happens really quickly, all this action that's been taken, then people's minds will be opened up more quickly. Because it's action time now. It's action stations. That's what a wand card is about. And this 8 is fast. So I feel we're going to get a lot more people waking up to what actually happened, because our King of Cups has come up. So this to me is an emotional master, but this is where things have been hidden. So all that has to happen is they open up the cloak and the truth will come out. So the questions that people are now asking from what's coming out is going to be what helps them wake up. Some people will never wake up. We know that. We just know that. And that's okay.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There's some that have the blinders on, for sure.
And that's their experience. That's meant to be their experience in life, is to love the system as it's been and to be part of that, because it makes them feel safe, and they're not ready. They don't want to change. It's not their soul's journey to change. So they'll just stay in that mindset.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, we definitely need some that are not everybody's going to come over, right, to the other side. So yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay, so I have some more questions. Everybody, if you have any questions that you want us to ask, put them on the chat. The next question I had written down was about, so let's go with the question that's on the title, just so we can get it over with and I don't have to worry about forgetting it. So does everybody know, or anybody know, what Victoria's Secret is? Well, we're going to ask the cards if what I know is true, but what do you guys think the secret is? What is Victoria's Secret?
Interesting, isn't it? It's such you're right. It's in your face, literally.
Yeah, Maree. There you go. Maree got it. So the secret is that the models are men. So I wanted to see what the cards say about that.
Cool. And the other thing as well, I don't know if you've heard this before, but I saw this YouTube video from a lady that lived in the UK, and she said her daughter, they'd bought some beautiful underwear and clothes for her daughter from Victoria's Secret. And she said it was really weird when she got home. She'd heard something about them, so she undid the label and unpicked it, unsewed it, and there was a tracker inside. So her daughter was like, yeah. So her daughter was like 13 or 14, and she went, don't ever buy anything for your children from there. They have trackers in them.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it's bigger than even the secret of these. I didn't know that about them being men. I mean, I'm not surprised at all, but that's, and she was, you could see it was real. What she was putting up was real.
That's crazy.
Does it surprise you though?
My daughter stuff. My daughter loved the stuff. It's called Pink. The Victoria's Secret for kids. It's called Pink.
There you go.
Wow.
She found these trackers in them. Yeah. So there you go. That was a while ago too. I'm quite a 5-6 years ago I saw that. So I don't think I've ever even walked into a Victoria's Secret shop. It's
I
almost like,
never
oh,
liked their quality, so I never really bought any of their stuff because the
yeah,
quality is just
yeah.
it's crap.
So we're asking if that's a possibility of truth about that.
Yeah, if that's where the name comes from, the what is Victoria's Secret?
You can't make this stuff
I
up.
don't think we have to pull any more cards.
It's bringing up that deep darkness. Yes, it is. Wow. That
Wow.
beautiful devil card has come up, which is
Wow.
and when you get it, if you get a devil card in your reading, it's not a bad thing in that context, because what it's saying is there's shadow work. There's something coming up from the subconscious for us to look at, to actually clear our lives a lot more. So I never get scared when I see it. I just go, oh, okay, I've got a little bit of work to do here. There's something that I need to look at and really own and acknowledge. So in this setting, I always see it as exactly how it's come up. Yeah, this is deep, shady, dark stuff.
Wow. Yeah. So Kathleen was asking, it would be interesting to know if women who are kidnapped out and about for trafficking are wearing Victoria's Secret.
And it's
Huh.
such a good question, Kathleen. It's a real flow on, isn't it, from what I'd heard? And let's have a look and see if the cards can tell us if that's actually a
Yeah.
possibility that, has been happening. That's their master plan, Kathleen. That's that King of Swords. He's the master planner. So that actually was part of their plan. Yeah. Knight of Pentacles, but they did it in a way step by step. So it wouldn't be, it was reality. It was actually, it was actually a reality, but they did it very smart. They were very smart with it. Who would
Wow.
have put those? I didn't even go to the next level. I went, well, yeah, you wouldn't want your kids to wear it, or you would, but I never went to, well, I wonder how many have actually been tracked that way, or, yeah. So, okay, I just got something else. I wonder how many of the fitting rooms have got cameras in them.
Oh my God.
This is, and yeah, so then they can go, oh yeah, that one, or whatever, yeah. So
Well, yeah, I'm sure they're not going after everybody. They got to
no,
pick what
works.
the masters like.
Correct. Yep. We got a big fat yes on that. And this is why I love when you guys put questions up, because it just broadens my perspective or my question asking, and then it just starts to come in. So, but the thing is, I think don't go into fear about this, because it's all been a part of the whole. We live in a duality. It's all been a part of it, and a part of an experience for our souls to go through, which sounds crazy.
Yeah,
But
absolutely. And let's talk about that because that's important. So, as long as we believe we're being victims of somebody doing something to us, all these things are going to keep happening, right? Because our belief of being a victim will create victim type realities to come back to us so that we can be a victim because we believe we're being victimized. So it's really important. Like this came to me when, the chemtrails were on, a while back, the chemtrails were over the skies. And I was like, this keeps happening because I still believe I'm a victim of the government. Like I don't have victim mentality with people like you and I, or an ex-boyfriend, or my mom did something to me. None of that. Never have, never will. But I do have a victim mentality when it comes to like the government is doing this, or like the IRS, or they're taking my money, or blah blah blah. So and I was like, I need to look within because these chemtrails are here. That means I still think I'm being victimized. So it was something that I was gonna do a video about, which is we got to let go of the mentality mindset so that we can get out of this idea of government control and that they're doing this to us, or poisoning our food, or blah blah blah, or all these things that we are believing, but really at the end of the day, they're just providing the part of the simulation that needs to be provided. If we believe we're victims, somebody has to provide the victim, making us the victim, right? They have to exist. So if we all decide to let go of the victim mentality, then they'll disappear completely.
True. And this is what's happening. They're starting to dissipate, aren't they? And I think what happened back in 2020, 21 with everything that went on, in that certain situation, I was really angry for a long time with having my choices taken away. And then I had to stop and go, Maree, you've created all of this. You chose, it was your out, and it's absolutely perfect. Even though it might be tougher than what you're used to, it's perfect. It got you out. And what it did for me was changed my whole perspective on what I want from life, who I am, what's this world to me. So, it was a great gift, but it was a really tough initiation. But I'd chosen it, and I had to take responsibility. And that was hard because I wanted to be really, really angry at them, blame them. Yeah, you can't do this to people. Stop. So, yeah, you're
Yep.
spot on. But it's okay to go through those feelings and to be human and to actually experience all the emotions of it, because that's actually why we created it to start with.
Right.
So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it
yeah.
was just the realization that, wait, those chemtrails are up there because I believe I'm a victim. And I was like, oh, well, let's stop that.
It's such a good point. And, it's, yeah. So I think, look, so much is changing so quickly because our consciousness is changing, our awareness is changing. And it doesn't have to be everybody, on earth that has this feeling or knowing about how our world's created and how we have a huge part to do with it. It doesn't take many of us to do it. Like we're really powerful spiritual beings. So it
Yeah.
doesn't take many of us.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, so the more we, stand in our power, uh, the faster the 3D matrix, will start crumbling.
Yeah, it'll just dissolve and it
Yeah.
just won't exist anymore. And it's almost like I liken it to when we go through our initiations and we do these big cleanses, spiritually, and our gifts start to come in. It's almost like I remember I used to go through these and I'd think, oh, my psychic stuff's changed. I haven't got it anymore. Oh my God, what's going on? And then within a few days, it would be coming through, but in a different way. And then I could never remember how I used to do it. So
Right.
this is what I feel it's going to be for people. It's almost like, oh, I can't even remember now what it used to be like or what it used to feel like. It'll be it because the consciousness will be so beautiful, and the new world that we're creating will be just so different that you
Yeah.
won't be able to remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
that's what I feel. So
Absolutely. Um, did I talk to you about the weird fog that we had here? Did I
yeah,
ever?
you had that was a few weeks ago, wasn't it? There was this weird fog everywhere.
No, this one was different. Well, not different, but a different experience where I got to the beach and then there's the ocean and then a wall of fog, just a wall all the way up. And it looked like the Truman Show. You know how the Truman Show looks
Wow.
like you see
Yeah.
the water and then you can see like the end of it? That's what it
Wow.
looked like a big
Wow.
wall, like a big wall. And that wall then started moving towards us. And then it enveloped us and it covered us. And then everybody left. And my son, for some reason, wanted to stay. And I was like, all right, whatever. We can't see anything. And all of a sudden, this policeman comes in um, and passes by like in one of those four-wheelers. And I'm like, why would a policeman be checking the beach? Like it just struck me as like they're checking to see. In my head, I was like, they're checking to see who's left. They're checking to see if anybody is left at the beach.
That's fascinating. Wow. And what happened then? Did you still stay or did you
No,
go or what?
finally, I convinced him and I was like, let's get out of here. Because I didn't want to go into fear. So I was just like, it's
No.
fine. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's fine. Obviously, he wasn't into fear because he was like, oh, let's just stay. But
Wow.
finally, we left. And then just a lot of another day, somebody sent me a picture of the NASA building and the fog coming out of that building, almost like they were creating it.
Yeah, right.
So,
Could easily have been. Do you want me to check on that to see what the cards tell us, or
yeah, definitely,
was it
definitely.
man-made, is what you're asking? Was
Yeah,
it
it was
made
that
to
fog? What that fog that I saw at the beach, like a wall of fog, was that man-made? Yeah,
wow. Yeah, it was. Because we've got our 7 of Wands, and to me, this is when they're trying to prove something, or they're keeping who they are, what they are, their individuality, but they're using the magician. They're using something like a smoke screen to for whatever it is that they've got to do to maintain something that or yeah, their identity it's got to do with. So that's fascinating. Yeah. So oh man, I wouldn't be surprised if that was man-made. Look, it was, they use the elements. They know how to work with the
yeah,
elements.
yeah,
That's it.
absolutely.
I'll just get a clarity card. Let's see which ones are hot. You hot? Yeah, yeah. So the 5 of Pentacles. So to me, this is when we're left out in the cold. We don't know what's going on, and something's changing. There's going to be change though, but and yeah, I'd love to know what it
What
was
I
that
what I felt was that they were hiding. They were trying to hide what something that was happening that they didn't want people to see. Because as you know, we have Space Force here, we have NASA here, we have SpaceX here.
Yes.
So they were trying to cover up something happening. And is that correct? Did I have the right intuition about that?
Well, that was my feeling as soon as you started talking about it.
Yeah.
Especially, and I immediately it was like, oh, it's because of where she lives. So that came to me immediately. So let's just have a look and see if the cards can give us some more clarity or something else to go with that. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, Kathleen, that was what we read with the cards. The models are all men. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was called Victoria's Secret from the beginning, wasn't it? So where it's come from, it's been a really long time setting up a foundation. Like, yeah, let's look at NASA, let's look at all of those foundations, but they're going down because we've got the full card. So yeah, so I'm getting that there might be also something else going on that's not necessarily from the bad guys. It's like something that's I don't know, because the full card to me says it's the new way of being. It's the new.
Yeah, like I didn't feel evil or bad or whatever. Like it felt like, oh, you don't want us to see something. Like that's what
Yeah, correct.
um
So so yeah, so look, I'm just going to get a clarity card here. Hang on, there's a hot one. So sometimes my cards get really hot when they want to be picked, and sometimes they'll tingle. So I just trust that it was this one. So the Page of Swords. So this is when there's not. It's a plan. It's only a little tiny. It's not a big, humongous thing that's going on, but I call it, my favorite word is furphy in Australia. We say if there's something going on and it's not quite truth, but it's a story, then that's a furphy. So that Page of Swords to me is my furphy card. So yeah, it's a
so
cover up.
okay, 'cause it is a cover up. And
Mm.
why was that policeman canvassing
There.
the beach?
Yeah, good question. Let's see if the cards can give us anything on that.
Because again, I was like, oh, he's just checking to see who's left.
You just got that straight away.
And
Yeah.
that's
You
what
got
I
to
felt
trust
like.
your
Because why
intuition
the
as well.
heck, why the heck would there be a policeman in full gear at the beach in a four by four? Like, what would make sense out of that? I mean, it's
How
just
often do you
logic.
see that? How often would you see that on your beach there?
It used to be more often. It used to be they would look for dogs because no dogs are allowed, but they
Yeah.
stopped that maybe a year ago, 2 years ago.
So this is not common for now.
No.
So let's just see. Yeah, he was part of it. We've got the Empress card. So this is all a creation. Absolutely. So he was, but that's a positive creation card. So you're right. He was like just making sure there wasn't, too many people around. He would have been probably going, oh, what are those two still doing here?
I know, right? I was thinking the same thing.
We got it again. So it's something that's a part of this change, the new world that's going on. So nothing nefarious with that. It was being done as gently as possible with whatever
Yeah.
it was they were trying to do. So yeah, and
Yeah.
it's 3 of Cups. That's a celebration card. So, but remember, it was only little because it was only a page that came up, a page of swords that came up. So
Yeah.
whatever it is, it's positive. They're just such positive cards. So something has been changed or shifted, ready for the new beginning.
Interesting.
Really interesting. I love it when we have feet on the ground like you, Elisa, at these places. And that's what I love. So if you guys have been in places and you've gone, whoa, this is just the weirdest scenario, what is going on? And you're getting some intuition with it, pop it up on the chat because I love that sort of stuff.
Well, it's funny because I was on my way home. No, so I got out of the library after yoga last Monday, and all of a sudden I see this gray, it looks fake, this fog thing. And all of a sudden, blue skies and this like gray, really low to the ground cloud just covers everything. And I'm like, oh, here comes the fake fog,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden the skies are completely covered,
Yeah.
completely
Yeah.
covered. And
Wow.
it was like, I guess now they don't want us to see what's up in the skies. Before it was in the ocean, and now it was, in the skies. But it's just been
Totally.
so obvious. And I was coming home, and you go over several bridges to go over the water to make it, because where I live is like an island, basically.
Yeah.
So while I was on top of the last bridge, you could see some type of machine or something creating it. Like you could see
Wow.
the gray weird thing like actually being created. I was like,
I
oh
know.
my God.
That's amazing. So,
Yeah.
you're getting your confirmation from, around your intuition. So that's amazing. So, and it's going to become more and more and more obvious. And they're showing it now. It's starting to really become obvious.
Yeah. And part of the thing
So,
too is, unfortunately, there's people out there, and maybe in their case, it's true. So I don't want to make a judgment here, but the videos I have seen is the people that have had fog, they're tested the water of the fog, and there's these, I don't want to call them parasites, but like bacteria and blah 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 and all this stuff. And I'm thinking, I bet you that's already there and we don't even know it. Like it's just the fog grabbing onto what's in the atmosphere already.
yeah,
So I don't know if there are this evil fog that people are talking about. Maybe where they are, there's evil fog, but you know, I felt like at least the one that was here was not anything.
and that's the absolute best way to look at anything is just trust your gut, trust your feeling, trust your intuition.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, look, King of Swords again. Everyone's going to experience what they choose to experience, and this is the master plan. We all have a way of perceiving and experiencing this place, this this earthly plane.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think that's spot on, Elisa. So oh my God, this card's come up again. Card of the day is the Fool.
Hey, that's a wonderful card of the day. I'll take it.
Beautiful. Me too. And I shuffle and I only go by what's coming up, intuitively for me. So yeah, but 7 of Pentacles has also come up. So all of this has been planned and planted a long time ago. And now we're just watching it all come into fruition. So
Yeah, beautiful.
everything. Yeah,
Okay,
beautiful.
beautiful. Okay, so the next question I had was Martin Luther King Jr. a CIA plant? Was he a creation of the CIA?
Let's have a look and see, because we don't know how much has gone on behind the scenes with
Yeah,
everything or anything at the end of the day.
yeah.
So, okay, was he a CIA plant? Okay, okay. This is going to be interesting to see which cards come up with what I'm getting. Oh, you're not going to believe this. And I was, and what I was getting intuitively as I was asking this question and just tuned in was, yes, but it was necessary for the time because they knew there had to be a big change. So this was actually a way they could control the change in a way. Does this make sense? It's like,
Well, the change was a good change, wasn't it?
well, was it? Because the way it was done, though, it didn't actually, there was still so much oppression and so much restriction, even though there was some change. It may have been a bigger deal if it wasn't controlled. So this was actually taking it into the next phase or the new part of the world. And I got that like in just one vision that I just saw. So it was actually controlled at the end of the day. It could have been better than how it played out. Yeah, you get that? So it actually could have been better. Yeah, 8 of Cups. There could have been more that was walked away from that to find a better solution when that 8 of Cups comes up. So this is showing in through the cards. It's showing what I actually saw. So yeah, it's very high possibility that there was a lot of maneuvering. He may have started out with absolute, this is something that has to happen. And then, as we know, people get thwarted, don't they? So,
Yeah.
so
So
they
you're
wanted
saying maybe he was real, like he started on his own. It wasn't started by the CIA.
yeah. And then they took, then just as I was about to say it, then they took control. You can't make this up, all right? These cards are coming up as we're
But when
speaking.
you say they took control, are you saying that then they killed him? Is that
They were
when you say
they had infiltration then, so they knew what was going on and they knew how to respond accordingly so that they could suppress stuff too.
okay, so then he was not a CIA plant.
Not originally, however, I feel there was a thwarting done. I feel there was a not a honeypot, but there was something that was done so that they then were in there and able to decide, and yeah, and of course they would have got rid of him when they didn't need him anymore, but it would have helped. The movement would have been a lot different and bigger and had been even more effective than what it was. So than if they'd been involved.
Okay. So is he really dead?
Let's have a look and see. Has he actually left this earthly plane? Because we don't
Yeah.
die, and I keep getting that in my dreams and things. We don't die, we never die. I'm not dead. so has
Like
he
the
left this
Monty Python, the
other
Monty
one?
Python movie. I'm not dead.
Funny. So yeah, has he left this earthly plane? Oh yes. You're not gonna believe this card. It's just so this is where it becomes fun. All right. This is fun. This is joyful because I'm being played with. We're all being played with here, but we know what it means. Yes, he's gone on to his new way of being, his new life.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So fun
Yeah.
when you can do it like that.
Okay. Yeah, Marie, I had heard that too, that he was a womanizer as well. Um,
Yeah, the
okay.
honeypot.
The, the other question, the last question I have, so you guys better start putting your questions on there, is the earthquakes in Santorini.
Oh,
People are being evacuated. They're having so many earthquakes now.
I didn't
And
know that.
supposedly, like on the conspiracy theorist beat, it's connected to the lithium that's in that area.
Interesting. So I know that Greece has had a hard time because they're what would you call it? Do they have a prime minister? He capitulated to the cabal quite a few years ago, and they were burning forests. They were doing so much destruction in that beautiful country, and I mean, there's a lot of corruption there as well. So yeah, look, let's have a look and just see if it's a should we ask if it's a man-made?
Yeah.
That's because I'll tell you why I'm asking this question, because I know in New Zealand, the massive earthquakes they had there, I don't know if you heard about them in Christchurch. They were being punished. They didn't have a central bank. Can you believe it? They actually were quite financially fine. All of a sudden, their prime minister resigns and these massive earthquakes happen. And so they have to lend money and get back into the central banking system. They say that these were done through frequency vessels that were off the coast. And it felt right to me when I heard all that. I went, oh, God, this is making so much sense. Because what are the other places that have been taken over the years? The only ones that aren't part of that system.
Right.
So yeah. But let's have a look at this and see if they were actually man-made or if. Okay. Yeah. I'm already getting stuff on it. So let's see what the cards show us. Yeah. They were actually not. They were some natural fault lines. So to me, this means it's natural. The Sun card. There's some natural stuff in it. Let me see if that's been coerced, if you know what I mean. Let me see if that's been worked with. Oh, it's in there. Okay. Yeah, look, I feel there was something going on because that Eight of Cups has come up again, and it's walking away from something to find something better. So do you want me to check to see if it was for some minerals or the lithium or whatever it is that you've asked? Yeah, that one's hot. Okay. Yeah, look, we got an Emperor card. So I would say that
Oh,
this was it was part of a big plan of some sort. So there's a natural element to it that's been worked with. So, but I'm going to actually ask if this will be resolved, because sometimes these playouts have to be seen to then be aborted. You know what I mean? So, oh, you want to come out? Yeah, it's been worked on. So the Eight of Pentacles. So there's actually help. It's actually been worked on so that it can be stopped. That's why I think that Emperor card's come up. So it's almost like spot fires, that have to be seen, and then, okay, onto that. Now we know where this is coming from. Now we can stop that. So I still feel there's still a little bit of that going on. Oh, God, that one hurt. I have to pick him up. Three of Cups. That's a celebration card that wanted to come up. It actually hurt my hand. So it's all being taken care of, though. Okay. So it's not as bad as it would have been. It can be stopped quite quickly. So it's almost like a final hurrah. It's like, okay, these are the last vestiges of things that are going on.
okay. All right. Um, okay, I'm going to ask this question first, and then we'll ask Callie's question because it's related to what we're talking about. Earthquakes and possible tsunami, Puerto Rico and Cayman Islands. Also understand that's where offshore accounts are. Is that connected? Yeah, it says something about a tsunami hitting Puerto Rico and also Panama.
Really?
Nothing's ever.
I was going to say it's too protected in there, isn't it? Isn't it just too far away from all of that?
Well, it's
So
right
is
in
it?
the. It's in the kind of in the middle of. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not
How
sure.
fascinating. Gee,
Yeah.
Panama's been out forefront, hasn't it, now lately? Just huge. So,
Yeah.
so have they actually had a tsunami? Do you know, or is that
No,
this a
no,
potential?
no, yeah. But
So,
this
see if
one, the
it's
question is about earthquakes and possible tsunami in Puerto Rico and Cayman Islands.
and
So,
see if that's actually connected. Hmm. It could be like a fear thing. So because the King of Swords has come up, and to me, he's always a master planner that has a plan in place. So all these people that have maybe got these accounts might be going into panic mode, So that's what I'm feeling. But I don't feel they're going to have one. This just intuitively, I don't know that it's going to get to that point. So yeah, but it's gonna finish something. It's gonna give almost. I feel it's going to be done a different way. It's going to be done through follow the money sort of thing, and then find it and shut down stuff, because that Ten of Swords to me is something shut down. So it's bringing attention to these areas for a reason, and it's not for us. This is for the ones that have got their money stashed.
oh, okay.
Is what I'm getting. Oh yeah, baby. We've got our death card. So this is like that transition, like you guys are gone. We're warning you now. That's why they're talking about maybe a potential tsunami of you're finished coming through almost is what I'm
Oh,
getting.
so it's kind of a play words and maybe it won't even happen physically?
Correct.
Maybe?
That's what I'm feeling. That's what the cards are
Ah.
saying. So I don't know, but I'm feeling like it's being done behind the scenes. I saw this almost like wires going through. So it's being done somehow behind the scenes. This takedown of all these accounts and money and stuff. So
Oh,
let's just see what
okay.
happens with that. I don't know. I just say what I see. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Very
yeah,
cool. All
yeah.
right. So Callie had a question. Massive motherships hovering over humanity this year. So that's quite wide question. Wonder if we could pin it
Ask
down
Jazzy.
to
Well, let's ask Jazzy, because I remember once, I think it was on my dream show, I was doing a connection with Jasper, and he took me to this beautiful place that was just on the almost what we would call the outskirts of our consciousness. And then he just dropped me back like a foot. And all of a sudden there was all these craft. And I went, whoa. And he said, they've stepped back because we're actually now doing our job almost. It was really interesting. So Carly, we'll tune in with Jasper and see. And it's interesting. My friend sent me this little it was an older YouTube thing, and it was this guy that was saying how craft actually work with consciousness and with how they actually build themselves. And it was so, I knew it was truth because I had an experience. A friend of mine lived up in this place called Springbrook. It was beautiful. And they were right on the edge of this almost cliff, and down in these deep valleys, I could always sense this mothership. It was massive. And then there would be, I could feel and see these smaller craft through my psychic vision. And one day we even got a photo of them. It was a crazy thing. But I remember one night we were all there. We were having like a girls' witches weekend. And I remember just saying, I'm going to tune into this mothership. So I did. And I said, how do you work? And the ship spoke to me and said, I am consciousness, and I'm connected in with this beautiful being that is running the ship. So we actually communicate. I have my own consciousness. I have my own intelligence. And I went, oh, that makes so much sense. And I went, I've been that. I knew I have been the consciousness of a ship. And this guy, when I watched this video and this was years ago, this guy, when I watched this video last night, was talking exactly about that. And I went, this is great validation for what I got. So motherships hovering over humanity this year. Let's just see. Let's just see what Jasper can come up with, Carly.
yeah, for sure.
Jasper, can you tell us a little bit more about what's happening with that? Interestingly, he's showing me that they come in through these portals, and he showed me one each side, coming in through a portal and then just hovering. It's almost like they're stabilizing a frequency or something. But he said they're not essential anymore. They're definitely still doing some work here. But it's not as many as there used to be as well, is what
Oh,
I'm getting.
wow.
So because we don't need it, and that's what I'm getting. We don't need it as much. They come in and they'll hold points for us, and that's it. So yeah, it's going
Oh,
to be
okay.
really, yeah. So
Okay.
it's almost like they've moved back a little bit. Exactly what Jasper showed me about, probably, I don't remember, 8 months ago or so, 9 months
Oh,
ago.
wow.
Yeah. So
Huh.
they're still here, but not as much as they used to be.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is really good news. Wow. Okay. Um, what else? What else? What else? Oh, so Trump is talking about getting rid of the IRS.
Yay.
So has it already happened behind the scenes?
Okay.
Since everything seems to have already happened behind the scenes.
Exactly. Exactly. Let's have a look and see. Yeah, he's moved on that one really quickly with the what does he call it? The sovereign wealth thing for the country. Have you heard about that sovereign wealth setup?
Some fund, something fund.
Some fund, yeah, sovereign wealth fund or something. So yeah, which is really interesting. So, but let's just see. Okay, we're going to have to be a bit careful with the questioning here. Has the intent of the IRS as it was, has that now changed? Because otherwise you still have probably got an IRS, but it's working in a different way. So yeah, let's
What a
have a look and
pretty
see.
bird. You're
Did you
used
just
to
hear
it, so you didn't hear it, but that was so cute.
Oh, he's having a real chat. Oh, he's right here. I love them. Oh my God, I have to show you. Oh, he's gone. Damn.
Ah,
They're butcher birds and they don't sing very often. And he was just staring right at me and singing. So there you go.
I heard him. He was beautiful.
Yeah, that's all taken care of. We've got the lovers card. This has been going on for a while.
Yep,
Absolutely. Yeah,
yep.
they've been in coercion, in talks, in setting things up. So they might still call it the IRS for quite a while. But moving forward into the future, that Three of Wands, it'll all be left behind, basically.
Wow.
Just
So,
amazing. Oh my gosh, you're not going to believe it. We've got the Fool card again. Moving into our beautiful new world.
oh my God, I can't wait. So, can we ask the cars if people will have to pay taxes for 2025? So, meaning next year when it's 2026 and they're supposed to pay taxes for 2025. So, will people have to pay taxes for this year, or are we done?
Okay,
Is this
cool. What month do you guys do your tax? What's the end of
we
financial
have
year
to
for you?
turn it in? We have to turn it in by April 15th.
Oh, okay. So you mean up to 26. So from 25 to 26, we're asking.
So we're asking for the year of 2025. You have
Yep.
to pay it by April 2026.
Gotcha. Perfect. Let's see if that'll actually
So
be a common thing. We got a 10 of cups. To me, this is beautiful. This is like freedom, emotional happiness, joy, everything that you've wanted. So I think a lot of it will be gone. Let's have a look and see if there might still be some constituent part of it, that's not huge, but it looks to me really positive that there probably won't be, temperance. So yeah, what I was getting now, the temperance card to me is we have patience, we stay emotionally balanced, but there is change coming. Sometimes it can take a little bit of time, and it can also be about moving home, which to me can also represent moving away from a place we've felt comfortable in paying tax and then moving into somewhere else. So it's going to be done a little bit more slowly. So I know that he's already said there's going to be no tax on tips. So things like that might fall off first, and then gradually it will be the bigger stuff that people are used to paying. So because there'll have to be a change in salary structures, in all sorts of things, just, oh, you want to come out? You want to come out? Yeah, you want to come out. Yeah, definitely moving into better waters. Six of Swords. definitely. This is the plan is to go into really beautiful, smooth waters. That one came out with it. So our Page of Wands is all about taking action steps, but doing it in small increments so people, it feels more normal for people. Because some people go, oh no, we have to pay tax. It looks after the poor and it looks after this and that, and the government need it. And it's like, oh no, we need fluoride in our water. It's good for our teeth. You know, there's people that really live by that. And
Yeah, what is that syndrome that you get abused and then you start
yeah,
liking your
um,
abuser?
yeah. Oh God, now I've just gone blank. Yeah, something syndrome. Yeah, I know. If anyone can
Yeah.
think of the name of it, I'm just
And
gone
the thing
blank. But
is, too, some people get money back, but the funny thing is they think they're getting money back. They're not getting money back. That's their money. That's their
they've
money
paid
that
it.
they took away from them. So they're all like, "Oh no, they can't go away. I get my $2,000 a year that they give." No, that's your money. That was yours to begin with.
And Marie,
Stockholm. Thank you.
stop it.
Stockholm
Thanks, Marie.
syndrome.
Yes, yes, yeah. Oh, yeah, and
Yeah,
it's true. It's so true. It's like, but this is normal. I won't. I'll have to go through change. I'll have to like. It's something will be different if we don't do that. It's almost and I'll go to jail. Like there's fear there because if you don't pay your taxes, you might go to jail or you might lose your house or something might happen. So that's
yeah,
got to be released from people, and that's why I feel this is going to happen step by
yeah,
step and
yeah,
very in their face. Look at this. This is now your money. You're not going to be taxed. It's going to be a real positive spin on it.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm
I hope
getting.
so. I mean, I hope that this year, when the year ends, when 2025 ends, that that nobody has to submit the tax forms. Those tax
Yeah.
forms, Marie, they take days, not hours, days upon days of receipts and low vibration effort to submit these forms in. It's a lot of work for people.
I mean,
Um,
they are still saying though that there will be a goods and service or goods tax on anything that's new. So there
yeah,
still will be
yes,
some form or something for people to have to work with, especially I guess if you're in a business or something. I don't know. So there still will be something, is what I'm getting. But
yeah,
I
of
would say
course,
that yeah. So, but it will be a lot better, is what the cards are saying. So that
yeah,
step by
yeah,
step, step by
yeah,
step. Don't expect it all at once.
absolutely, yeah.
So
Absolutely.
yeah,
All right, excellent. Well, lots of really good answers today. I am so happy that the full card has been our card for today. That is the best card to have. And
it
so it looks
is.
like everything's just going to be, oh my God, everything's just moving along so nicely, so beautifully. And I'm nothing but grateful that I've been able to manifest that because I've been working very hard at it. So, congratulations, everybody. At least all of you that are here with us on this reality. It looks like we did it. And so it's time to really celebrate while this is happening. So,
Absolutely. Yeah,
yeah.
it's beautiful. So yes,
All
just
right. So
stay
that's it
high
for
vibing.
today. Yeah. Stay high vibing. And we love you. Thank you for being here. And we'll see you at Marie's Dream Show on Sunday. All right, everybody. Take care. Bye bye.